Good morning, grade 7 with you, Mr. Samir Awad. We are going today to continue our lesson about wetlands, part 2. We get in part 1 to talk about the wetlands environment, and we get two types of wetlands. In the beginning, it was freshwater wetlands, and second was the coastal wetlands. And we get in the freshwater wetlands three types, which is marshes, swamps, and bogs, and we knew the difference between them. And also, we turn into the second part, which is talking about the coastal one, and the coastal it's nearly two types we get it. Number one, salt marshes, and the second was the mangrove forests. And today, guys, we are going to know more about the importance of the wetland environment. So let's start. Why are wetlands important for us? So if you have ever had cranberry sauce or wild rice, you have eaten plants that grow in the wetlands. Also, the layer of water covering the wetland can range from several centimeters to a few meters deep, and that will, support for getting the water for the plants to grow. Also, the dead leaves and other plants and animals materials serve as natural fertilizers. When they start to be decomposed by the bacteria and the microorganisms, they start to be good fertilizers for the soil down of this wetlands. They add nitrogen and other nutrients to the water and soil. Importance to wildlife. In the beginning, we have to know that the wetlands can be a good habitat and a good shelter for the organisms. So because of their sheltered water and rich supply of nutrients, wetlands provide habitat for many living things. You will get a lot of things. If there's water, we'll get fish, we'll get amphibians, we'll get reptiles, all of that we'll get it. And also if there's trees, we'll get birds too. We call the plants and animals that live in or near ponds. Some of the same organisms live in the freshwater wetlands. Like you all see here, snowy eagle will get the food from fish and other organisms and then to the nest. Bowl fruit, and that's food coming from the insects, and the shelter is in the water too. Louisiana, and that's beautiful flower getting the sunlight and the water there. Insects and fish find food and shelter among wetland plants. Birds, amphibians, and reptiles nest in and around the wetlands, feeding on the other organisms. Some larger animals, such as ammonites and beaver, also live in the wetlands year-round, long time of the year. So other animals spend only part of their life in the wetland and they start to migrate. You will get at in the winter approaches, geese and ducks, they start to get a waterfall travel from northern area to warmer climate. They stop at small, shallow marshes along their routes to rest and get feed. So they are passing by wetlands, other wetlands, but it's not their destinations. It's like stations in order to get food and rest. These migrating birds then spend the winter at large southern marshes where it is warm there and it's not cold. The other part is talking about the importance to people. And the importance to people that will see you will get a lot of plants there, and also you can get animals to feed on, and also you can start farming there. But in another way, you will get a lot of vegetables. So let's talk about that. Many people once assumed that wetland areas could not be useful unless they were drained and filled again. So if they start to dry all of the water and get only soil, the water start to get thousands, hundreds squares of kilometers, yeah, of wetlands, and also they can start to build farms, homes, and their business too. At the beginnings in 1970s, however, the governments passed laws to protect wetlands. What led to these laws? Wetlands serve important functions to people or for people as well as for the wildlife. Because, for example, water moves slowly through the wetland and some waste material silent out. So other wastes may be observed by plants and absorbed too. When the plants get that one act as filter for these wastes. And also, the thick network of plant roots also trap silt and mud, so that's causing stability of the soil there. This way, wetlands act as natural water filters, and they also help control floods because the water is moving, slowly there, absorbing extra runoff from heavy rains, and that's good also not to get a flood there. Wetlands are like giant sponges that absorb the water and store it, and also gradually either drain it or evaporate the water. When wetlands are destroyed, that's not good for us because the floodwater are not absorbed, and instead, water run off the land quickly, and worsening flood problems will happen. And wetlands gas also make climates more moderate. Temperatures are cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter than they would be without wetlands. So we have to save our wetlands. Yeah, thank you for listening and attention, grade 7. You be safe at home. Yeah, watch this video, work on your assignments on Pearson Realize, ask your question whenever you want. This is Samir Awad with you. Good luck, guys, and bye-bye.